Well, good morning cruise fans and welcome back. It's Ray's Who's Travel Channel and it's day 2 of our 7-day cruise around Greece, Croatia, Montenegro, and today we're in Corfu in Greece, and we've just arrived into port, and I just thought I'd give you a quick scan of the port. There's also a Viking ship next door to Explorer, which we'll show in a little while. But I just thought I would share with you just the initial landscape of the port itself. And we're going to go off today. We're going to go off into the town, the old town probably, and take a look around, see what we can see. But it's been a little while since we've been into Corfu, so we look forward to sharing that with you. So come along with us. And on the starboard side of the ship, we can see the rest of the main port here in Corfu, and an absolutely wonderful vista. Fantastic mountains in the background and the beautiful azure coloured sea, a few little islands dotted about, and of course the beautiful Explorer of the Seas. So day 2 of our 7-day cruise, and we're going to go off board and we're going to take you around Corfu, and we're going to do a port tour, which I'm sure you'll enjoy. And here we are now on the quayside in lovely Corfu Town, and it's day 2 of our cruise, and we can see the lovely Explorer of the Seas, and also Viking Sea to her right, and also around to the right still further is Marella Explorer. Always nice to see some of the other brands in the port, and just thought I'd give you another sweeping view of the port itself. Okay, so here's the lovely Marella Explorer, also in port with us today. So it's always nice to see other cruise ships from other brands, and quite a decent sized ship actually. Quite nice looking, well painted, and clearly part of an alternative brand to the Royal and Celebrity groups. And here off the cruise ships is a shuttle bus that will take you down to the port entrance. Okay, so the shuttle bus will bring you just a short distance away from the ships to the quayside and to the cruise terminal, and cruise terminal is here. Here we are now outside the cruise terminal itself, and lots of options here. Taxis, hop on hop off bus at 19 euros. You can get yourself taxis, and of course horse and carriage if you'd like it. And we're gonna walk off into the town. There may be a simple bus service just up the road, and we'll advise on that in a little while, so stay tuned. Okay, so if you've come out of the port and are looking for a cost-effective way to get into Corfu Town, here is the public bus service, the city bus, and bus number 16 will take you into the town, and it will be a relatively small amount of money, and a really good and efficient service. Okay, and so the local town bus service is €1.70 each way per person into Corfu Town, and this is where you get the bus. There's always somebody here providing advice and guidance, and it's just to the right hand side of the cruise terminal, which is the brown and beige building you see in the middle of the shop. So we hope that helps. So when you get off the bus in the town square, it will drop you off here, and it's a single stop, so there's no need to get off the bus, no confusion. It's straight there and straight back for €1.70. So hope that helps, and we're going to go into the town now and just take a little walk around, see what we can see. When you arrive here in the town itself, it's just a quick walk off from the bus, and straight away you get yourself into shops and bars and restaurants with various pieces of information to aid your walk around the town. And lovely little rows of stores and places where you can get some knickknacks, etc. And Corfu Town is peppered with little bars and restaurants and little side streets, and of course plenty of pharmacies and chemists and lovely little shaded areas where it's quite cool here, which is a welcome relief. And as we walk still further into the town, slightly uphill, more little shops and restaurants, and also a lovely Greek Orthodox church, which I'm showing here now. That's quite lovely. How about that? And so we're continuing along in Corfu Town, and stores with t-shirts and apparel, and Sue is into serious retail mode at the moment, looking for something. And as we go across, we can see the rest of this avenue. It's quite nice. Okay, so we've walked up an absolutely lovely avenue, and it gets even better because there's a fantastic looking square here with a nice little cafe restaurant, and nice and cool here, which is always welcome. And as we emerge from the old town, a beautiful avenue of kitsch, restaurants and bars, and an absolutely fantastic setting under the trees. And in a little while we're going to go up to one of the famous buildings, and we'll share with you the coast. And yet still more lovely restaurants and cafes and bars in this beautiful part of Corfu Town. And as we go further up, we can see the other avenues joining this wonderful open space, and one of the walking tours is here, and that's from the Viking Sea. And as we go around, we can see some old historic buildings that we'll show you in a moment. And this is the palace of St. Michael and St. George, which has been given over to the Corfu Museum of Asian Art. So, how lovely is that? And a beautiful old Greek government administration building, which has now been turned over as a museum, and some absolutely wonderful gardens. And we'll take a walk up and share the insides of this building with you shortly. And as we look away from the building itself, we can see the beautiful gardens that are tended here, and a wonderful facade, and a place of rich history and centuries of use, and the gardens that go with that. A lovely cool area with fantastic columns here in the Museum of Asian art, and we think just around the corner there is a stunning view, and we will share that with you, and a fantastic set of gardens and a view of the coast coming up in a few minutes time. And as we leave the front of the museum, another quick scan across the park and the rest of the grounds, and continuation of the beautiful gardens here at the museum. How lovely is that? And a lovely set of plants and trees, and a fantastic view coming up right now. And here a simply stunning view over the coast, over the coastal wall, to a little wharf down below with a small beach and an opportunity for swimming. How lovely is that? And an absolutely fantastic view of the local marina, just adjacent to the town itself. This is the sort of content I think you would like to see, and certainly something that we have absolute pleasure in sharing with you. And a simply stunning outlook over the outcrop jetty below, and just a fantastic view in general. And adjacent to the museum, of course, is this beautiful garden, but also a lovely old house with a bell tower and some ramp access down to the marina itself. So we'll take a look at that in a little while. Another simply stunning view of the fort and a small part of the marina, and then the big marina here on the left hand side. Isn't that lovely? And a fantastic view out into the bay. And the wonderful scenery in the garden adjacent to the museum. And another example of the wonderful side streets here in Corfu Town, and lovely cosmetics and general stores with a wonderful display of merchandise. How good is that? And so some wonderful side streets. And quite quaint flowers and lovely cafes and restaurants. And a simply stunning church, Orthodox church. And a lovely square with a variety of different cafes and bars leading onto the coast, and lots of handmade souvenirs and gifts. And Susie's with me here, and some more cafes and bars before we get back to the square for our return bus trip to the port. And a beautiful church and a fantastic square, and we're going to take a walk back now to the main square and get our bus back to the port. So we hope that's useful, and if this is the sort of content that you like, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It's Ray and Sue's travel channel. It would be fantastic to welcome you to the community. It doesn't cost a bean. It doesn't cost you anything, and we're really pleased to be able to bring this type of experience and footage on our tours of European cities. Okay, so that's our little tour of Corfu Town. We hope you've enjoyed that. We're now back at the square, and while it's quiet, I'll just give you an overview of the square itself. This is where you can pick up your hop-on hop-off bus as well as the port, and number 16 or number 17 bus stops here and will take you back to the port for the princely sum of €1.70. And so we hope you've liked this part of the tour in Corfu Town, and stay tuned for our departure on the beautiful Explorer of the Seas. Okay, so we're back in the port now, and we're in Corfu Town port, and before the rainstorm comes in a little while, just thought I would share with you a last little glimpse of the beautiful Explorer of the Seas, and a cruise ship adjacent to her as well. And we've had a great day here in Corfu Town, and we hope you've enjoyed the content that we've shared with you today, the port tour and the tips and advice, and we thank you for watching this Tips for Travellers video. And if this is the sort of content that you like, then please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We'd be pleased to welcome you to the community that is Ray and Sue's travel channel. So that's Corfu Town. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye. And if you like this video, why not check out our channel, Ray and Sue's Travel Channel, where you'll find a raft of other cruise videos covering the Far East, the Middle East, the Mediterranean, and the Caribbean and Mexico. So please leave us any comments that you'd like, and consider liking and subscribing to our channel. It's through your subscription that this channel can grow. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.